Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Sanjay Chabda, Professor, Faculty of Law and Governance. This session is related to functional accounting for BCom LLB 6th semester. This session is from Unit 3, session number 8, and session name is Objectives of Accounting. Dear students, in our 7th session, we read about introduction of accounting. So, introduction of accounting, in that we discuss about the basics of accounting. Now here we will read or we will discuss about what are the main objectives of accounting. As we know that the main objective of accounting is two main objectives are there, that is to ascertain the result of a business, and number 2, to know the financial position of the business. When we are preparing final account at the end of the year, our aim is to know whether the firm is running in profit or loss, and at the same time you want to know whether the firm is able to pay or able to repay its debt, that is whether the firm is solvent or not. That is, by preparing balance sheet we will know about financial position of the firm. So two main objectives are, number 1, to ascertain the result, and number 2, to know the financial position. Besides that, if we will go in brief in detail, then we can discuss about 13 objectives of financial accounting. So my dear students, first you note down that objectives, then we will discuss. So first objective of accounting is identifying and recording the transactions. Identifying and recording of transactions. Number 2 objective is ascertainment of results, that is to know profit or loss. Number 3, ascertainment of financial position. Ascertainment of financial position. Number 4, keeping accounts of cash. Keeping accounts of cash. Number 5, control over assets and liabilities. Control over assets and liabilities. Number 6, controlling money defalcation and cost. Controlling money defalcation and cost. Number 7, providing economic data. Providing economic data. Number 8, helping tax fixation. Helping tax fixation. Number 9, determination and evaluation of policy. Determination and evaluation of policy. Number 10, testing the arithmetical accuracy of account. Testing the arithmetical accuracy of account. Number 11, acceptability to others. Acceptability to others. Number 12, creation of value and accountability. Creation of value and accountability. And last, number 13 is following legal bindings and prohibitions. Following legal bindings and prohibitions. So these are the objectives of accounting. Now let us discuss in detail. So our first objective is identifying and recording of transactions. As we know that in accounting cycle, the first stage is journal entry, then ledger posting, then balancing of accounts, then preparation of trial balance, and then final account. So first objective of accounting is journal entry, that is identifying and recording of transactions. to identify which account is to be debited, which account is to be credited, and to record the accounts as and when they occurs in books of accounts, that is in journal book, journal entry. So first objective of accounting is to identifying and then recording of transaction. Second objective is ascertainment of results, that is we want to know our profit or loss that can be calculated by the help of accounting. So this is one of the main objective of accounting, to ascertain result. Number 3, ascertainment of financial position, that is preparation of balance sheet. See, when we will go through accounting cycle, first stage journal entry, first objective identifying and recording, last stage is preparation of final account, that is to know profit, to calculate profit by preparing trading and profit and loss account, and to know financial position of the business by preparing balance sheet. So in balance sheet we will write liabilities and assets, and we will see if it satisfies our accounting equation, that is L plus C equal to A, liabilities plus capital equal to assets, it means the firm is solvent. The position of the financial position of the business is sound. Then fourth is keeping account of cash. My dear students, as we know, cash is very important in all the forms of business organizations. So all business depends on cash, inflows and outflows of cash. So proper record of cash has to be maintained. So in accounting we used to prepare cash book, which records all the receipts, that is inflows, and will record all the payments, that is outflow of cash. And by preparing cash book we used to control our cash by keeping cash book. Then number 5, keeping control over assets and liabilities. See, we have many assets, fixed assets, current assets. Then again many subdivisions of assets are there, like tangible assets, intangible assets. Then investments are there. So many assets are there. We cannot be ignored about assets. We must control each and every assets. At the same time, we must know what are our liabilities to be paid off. So our assets and liabilities has to be in our control. Proper record of all assets and liabilities has to be maintained. That is also one of the main objectives of accounting. Then controlling money defalcation and cost. To save business from any sort of fraud, to save business from any sort of embezzlement of cash, we used to prepare our accounts. By help of accounts, we can save fraud. We can keep record of our assets, liabilities, expenditures, inflows, outflows of cash, and thus we can control our financial status. And at the same time, this is also one of the main objectives of accounting, is to control cost. Things should be in our control. If unnecessary costs are involved or not, if resources are properly utilized or not, to minimize cost and to maximize profit. Then number 7, providing economic data. So many concerned parties are there. They want to know economic data of firm. They want to know financial figures of the firm. So if accounting reports are kept as per rule, if accounting reports are kept honestly without any misappropriations, then the data, economic data, will be useful to the concerned persons. Then helping tax fixation. So if we will prepare economic data, if we will keep our economic data, then even it will help in tax fixation also. Whether it is income tax, VAT, GST, whatever other taxes are there, so many government taxes are there, that taxes are totally depending on or levied on the basis of economic data provided by the firm. So accounting data are the basis for fixation of tax. Then another objective, number 9, determination and evaluation of policies. Top level management, they used to frame policies. They used to implement policies with the aim that these policies should be implemented successfully, and in return the implementation result is the payback from that policy, that is written from the policy framed by the management. So accounting helps in determination and evaluation of management policy, because all the policies when management they are making, they are also considering or accounting figures. Then number 10, testing the arithmetical accuracy of account. So my dear students, as we discuss in accounting cycle, that journal entry, ledger posting, then balancing of accounts, and then preparation of trial balance. Here trial balance, it checks the arithmetical accuracy of an accounts, whether the accounts are prepared as per double entry system, and at the same time whether there is arithmetical accuracy. If there will be any totaling mistakes will be there, if any arithmetical errors will be there, that can be recognized or that can be identified by preparation of trial balance. Then next, acceptability to others. When we are preparing accounts, it has to be accepted by interested parties. Now who are interested parties here? Interested parties are bankers, creditors, investors, government, that is for tax policies. So many interested parties are there. Those who wants to know our accounting result, those who wants to know our accounting figures. So the reliability of our accounting figures proves or can display the result, the accounting system. If we will prepare as per rule, then accounts will be accepted by others, by all the interested parties, by all the stakeholders. Even economists or research students, they want to know our economic data, or they want to know our results for the research publication. So if accounting data are adequate, reasonable, then it will be accepted to others. Then next is creations of value and accountability. Creation of value and accountability means accounting should be prepared as per proper concepts and conventions. Our Institute of Chartered Accountants of India or Indian Accounting Standards, they have framed guidelines, they have framed policies which has to be accepted by each and every business house. And if that accounts are prepared as per accounting principles, concepts and conventions, then we can say there will be transparency in the accounts. And once there is transparency in the accounts, we can say that it is creation of value and accountability. Accountability means here that accounts has to be transparent, because we are going to give our data to so many persons, so many interested parties. So it has to be transparent. There should not be undisclosed items. It should be transparent. And then last objectives of accounting is following legal bindings and prohibitions. Each and every business house, they are governed by many laws, many acts, like partnership laws, company acts, cooperative societies act. So there is a binding on each and every business of different laws and acts. So business has to follow, accounting has to follow, or has to be prepared as per these legal bindings and prohibitions. If they will follow all the legal bindings and prohibitions, we can say these are transparent and they will fulfill the objectives of accounting. So my dear students, these are the objectives of accounting in detail, but as I said earlier, the main two objectives of accounting is to know the results, profit and loss, and to know financial positions of the business. So from this session, from this chapter, you can prepare what are the objectives of accounting. Thank you.